Hello. Welcome back to Module 2, Searching is Strategic Exploration. Today, we'll continue with Section 5, Types of Information Sources and Research Techniques. This is the third of 3 videos on the subject. In the previous video, we discussed several types of print format that might be used when working on projects. In this video, we'll talk about databases and other electronic resources. If you haven't already, you will probably use them quite a bit while you're in college. Databases offer quick access to information. Due to their digital format, they can be updated more easily. We'll use several databases as examples. All of these can be found among the Barton Library's electronic resources. This is EBSCOhost. Search terms for this database and most of the others can include author. Searching for an author's first name and surname will result in all documents that have been penned by people sharing those names. Publication title. This option searches for all documents available where the publication title contains the word or words entered. Subject headings. Subject searches survey topics such as academic disciplines, companies, events, laws, geographic locations, organizations, and people. This is a good first step when beginning research or when linking to related subjects suggested by the system. A subject search will ensure the entire article addresses the topic. Keywords. Keyword searches examine significant fields in documents, including titles, introductory text, authors, and subject terms. A keyword search may grab articles that do not address the topic. Search results may simply have found the search word or words in the article. There are several options, called filters, you can use to reduce the number of search results to your search. Search results can be filtered according to the types of format. This is a good initial step that decreases the number of results. Search results can be limited to include only documents with full text, thereby eliminating any citation-only and abstract-only articles. Search results can be limited to include only articles from peer-reviewed publications. Search results can be limited to include only documents published on a specific date or in a range of dates. With large and diverse periodical collections, such as those found in the Barton Library's databases, a basic search may produce too many results that are not pertinent to the user's goal. This may be especially true when search terms consist of common words or names. In databases, such as ProQuest, you can use advanced search when you need to enter additional search criteria. Advanced searches allow for a search in a particular field or a combination of fields, including author, document title, subject terms, or abstract. Many options for limiting your search are available, such as the issuing company or organization, location, image captions, source type, document type, or language. Logical or Boolean operators can also be employed to refine the search. The use of and finds all search terms in the search text. This particular operator combines search words and makes results more specific. Generally speaking, and is not needed between search terms, as the search engine automatically looks for all search terms in proximity to one another. However, and can be used to find terms anywhere in the search text, and not just in proximity to one another. You could use Keats and Romanticism, for example, when searching for articles that discuss the English poet John Keats and the Romantic literature movement of the 19th century. The AND operator is most effective when doing an advanced search. The use of or finds one, some, or all of the search terms in the search text. This operator searches terms separately and gives the user more results. Or is good to use when searching for variant spellings or synonymous terms. An example is surgical or scrub, which you might use if looking for material on different types of nursing. Remember, this will increase the number of search results. Not can be used before a term that must not be found in the search text. This eliminates a specific topic from the results. Generally, entering the desired search term rather than terms not being sought is a better strategy. A good example is searching for ranching not farming when you are researching specific aspects of ranching, such as beef cattle ranching, pasture management, cattle feedlots, or animal food manufacturing, rather than subjects like wheat farming or hog farming. Quotation marks should be placed around search terms when seeking words in a specific order with no intervening words. This is also useful for phrases that contain and, or not that should not be treated as logical operators. For example, you could put quotation marks around the term constitutional law and use it as part of a search involving subject terms. Wildcards allow users to substitute symbols for one or more letters. This is beneficial when exact spellings are unknown. The asterisk stands for any number of characters or none. For example, a search for Carib asterisk finds Carib, Caribs, Caribbean, Caribe, or Caribou. Many databases require a minimum number of characters, usually 3, before you can use the asterisk wildcard, so MA with an asterisk would not be allowed. The question mark stands for exactly one character. A search using Psych4 question marks and Y would find psychiatry and psychology, but not psychotherapy. The exclamation point stands for a maximum of one character. A search using this wildcard could find results like color with an OR and color with an OUR. Search engines typically ignore things like capitalization. A search for Bill Gates using all lowercase letters will produce the same results as Bill Gates using capitalization. Stop words. These are small, common words that are ignored in search queries and in the text of documents. This includes words such as a, an, as, at, in, is, on, that, the, and which. For example, a search for Secretary of State will produce the same results as Secretary of State. The list of stop words varies by database collection. Most symbols and punctuation are ignored by search engines. However, a few are generally recognized. These include an ampersand with a SOL period, which means slash, and an ampersand with a POS period, which means an apostrophe. Use periods when you are searching for initials. Use apostrophes when your search terms include contractions or names that have an apostrophe. Some features of databases include indexes, abstracts, and citations. We've already talked about these. Neutral language avoids references to particular gender or sex. Digital object identifiers, or DOI, are names, typically character strings, that digitally identify an object, be it physical, digital, or abstract. Put simply, they help a database keep track of the object. While the Barton Library recommends you start with the available databases, there will be things you need on the Internet. Although, we urge that you use caution. The Uniform Resource Locator, or URL, is also known as the web address. It is a unique identifier that incorporates a domain name and other information to locate a web page on the Internet. Search engines can include Google, Bing, DuckDuckGo, Firefox, and others. Websites found in online searches can get you quick access to information on any topic. This information may be updated or corrected more easily than analog formats. The drawback to using some websites is that they do not always practice quality control. Anyone can create a website with a minimum of effort and expense. They are not necessarily subject to any kind of professional standard or academic rigor. The data may be difficult to verify. Those affiliated with a college or university, a government agency, or a national or international organization may be more reliable than a blog created by a hobbyist. Or, that enthusiast may have insight that is original and valuable. You, as the researcher, will need to practice good research techniques and be aware of all possibilities and factors. Google Scholar is a repository for academic journal articles and books. However, there are few filters to assist with your search, so patience and a variety of search terms may be needed. Be aware some links to articles can lead to paywalls. You are probably familiar with Wikipedia. The Barton Library does not recommend you use this website for in-depth research. While it might be fine for reading the synopsis of a movie or a book, it is not a reliable research tool. There is the potential for inaccurate information due to the fact that anyone can edit an article. There is no guarantee that the person or person who wrote the article are qualified to do so. Changes can happen at any time. The one feature you should review is the list of references at the bottom of an article's page. The term visual materials covers a multitude of criteria, including the shape, color, texture, and quality of paper and inks, the various mediums of photography, the type of material used to create artwork or coinage, or the technical considerations of digital graphics. Approaches to visual images can be found in the Visual Literacy series. Here, we will focus on videos. These offer a visual representation of a topic. They can be based on facts or real events. They can also be strictly entertainment. Videos may not accurately represent a topic or event, such as when one claims to be based on true events. They may also be biased in their presentation. Note that asking the same kind of basic questions for this type of source will be beneficial to your research efforts. This can include questions like: who made the video? How was it made? Where and when was it produced? And why and how did it come into being? Lastly, let's talk about the kinds of decisions you will make as you conduct your research. Determine which sources and formats should be consulted. Discuss with your instructor and/or subject specialist librarian ways to locate appropriate resources and provide a rationale for the format or type of information selected. Should primary sources, secondary sources, databases, and/or government websites be consulted? Are the sources relatively current or outdated? Are the sources considered classic works in the field? Next time, we will begin Module 3, where we will discuss reading strategies, how to evaluate sources, and the best ways to explain an argument. Until then, thank you for your time.